Hi all, welcome back to the channel. I was just wanting to say a couple of words. 48 hours after zero cannabis, so I reduced the fluoxetine Prozac down to 20 milligrams a day, and then I had a wild time as it wore off. But now that the cannabis that unfortunately was in my system is starting to is alleviated, and the long-term effect of the cannabis, which people like to deny exists, but definitely does exist, because back in my early days of smoking cannabis, when it was the only drug that I was on, it was the first and only drug I was on for yonks, it would take 3 to 4 days for my brain to wake up after just hitting it once. So yeah, the cannabis absolutely it has the immediate hit, and it has the massive lag in your system. So that started to alleviate. I felt myself coming up, back up for the pits of hell yesterday afternoon, but I came up a bit too much. So I felt like a bit agitated, a bit excited. Yeah, and a bit worried as well. There's a nasty sense of worry comes with it, and I think that's reality hitting. That's existential realization. It's no existential dread. It's existential acceptance. Like, I'm prone to focus on the negatives, and also to, because of the way I was often experience life as a kid, I'll often take the negatives as a reinforcing of what I already believe of myself, which is kind of pretty negative stuff. So I'm not dwelling on that. We're going to focus on the positive, and the positive was, I had a dream that I was in a city block, like one of the ones you see in Ukraine, a Soviet block, or an ex-Soviet block. Anyway, whatever, a block of flats. There was a war were declared. Well, we're in the future, so I was joining the Warhammer 40k army, or the Edge of Tomorrow, the mech suit army. So I believe it came from back at, like I've spoken it before, back when I was 18, and I walked into the recruiting office, my past split, and whimsy and hedonism on one side, and there was army and discipline and purpose on the other, and I'm obviously, nothing was pushing me. There was no shove towards doing the right thing, so I just chose the easy thing. Very human of me. Don't blame myself for doing that. Yep. And then a couple of days later, war were declared. We're going into Iraq and that, so the chances are I would have seen action, but equal chances are that I wouldn't, and I would have been in any of the other 1,000 roles in the army that aren't a bullet stopper, because I believe that they would have recognised my potential. But it is what it is. So in the dream, I was joining the mech army. I was saying bye-bye to all my friends, but I kept missing. I kept being late for things, and they really, really wanted me in the mech army, in the mech assault. And I went through the training, man. I learned how the machine worked, and they kept loading me up with I got into the mech suit, and then I had to carry extra, and then it was like they kept piling weight on, and then finally they put the power pack, or the battery pack, into me, and then it weighed nothing. So I believe that's a metaphor there, isn't it, for playing the long game, doing the hard thing, in the short term to make the impossible thing in the future possible. I kept turning up late and or missing the boat or missing the flight or I never ever made it. So it's just something that it's all obviously lives deep inside my psyche or my subconscious. And it's like the story of my life in a way. It's the story of many people's lives. Like with the enough motivators or the right motivators or a motivator at the right time. Like nobody's gonna, like, we're all gonna choose the easy path, innit? We're all gonna choose the virtue signal rather than be virtuous. We're all gonna choose radical feminism ever sense and merit. So election day in Scotland just passed, and I really hope Reform get in. I really hope Reform sweep the board, because anybody who's like got a iota of common sense or knows that adults have to be in charge for the future of Scotland and Britain to be in any way decent. Like, we've got nobody to vote for except for Reform, because Labour is the radical feminist, men or women, endless immigration's great party, right? The Conservatives are thieving bastards, and they had their shot and blew it hard. Just stole everything and gave nothing back. You get the tit whisperer, the Radical Green Party, who, even though you like look outside and like look at the grass and the trees, not the world's definitely ending. So also, and endless immigration and legal drugs, and there's no such thing as crime party. So that's wonderful, isn't it? So please, and then Labour, who did I say Labour? I'm gonna say them again because there's Anis Sarwar, radical feminist Islamo communist party. Like, whatever Labour used to be, man, Labour used to be jobs, and that's what Labour is. It's like the simple thing for a simple, productive, rewarding, positive feedback loop. But no, they couldn't do that, could they? They had to become radical feminists. God damn. Aye, so it's kind of interesting. I'm watching with an eyebrow cocked, waiting on the results coming in, because you think Labour, you think Anis Sarwar and the uni party, just as bad as any. Anis Sarwar, like, really? Yeah, nobody in their right mind would put a tick on that, because it comes down to leadership, innit? We don't know anything about the wee guys that we're voting for. But you know, there's the icons and the ideals at the head of the parties, and that's what we're voting based on. And the SNP, we're sick of them. They don't want to get an independent Scotland, and they're just like the everybody party. They're the uni party, endless immigration, all the bad things, no imagination beyond socialism, and just tax people more, like to create the impression of a positive feedback loop, but without the actual production of anything. So, well done SNP. By pandering to everybody, you've pandered to nobody, because guess what? The modern audience doesn't exist. Look at the polls. I didn't see a single young person. I didn't see a single stupid wee lassie. I didn't see anybody like 20 wee lassies 25 or under with septum rings voting, and they're voting, because they're the ones you're after, and they're the modern audience that don't exist. The radical feminists that don't exist in the real world, out with your little bubble that you're determined exists because you exist. But in the reality, in the real world, man, ain't no such thing. Men ain't women. Not all ideas are equal. The right of a terrorist to terrorise does not trump the right of an honest citizen to not be terrorised. And we're sick of it. We're sick of not being represented. For 20 years we've voted for representation and we've not got it. All we've had is the uni party lunacy. So aye, here we go. Maybe get some grown-ups in charge. Come on, reform. Come on, reform. Come on, reform. Come on, reform. And then see if they turn out to be the uni party. There's gotta be restore.